so we can hear the exact same story that we just heard.
Right.
Unbelievable. Luckily, I still have a couple new things to throw out there that neither one of the other two brought up yet. So, if I steal any of them, it's Brian that has to regroup then. So, I tell you what though, I did a little more detail. I actually took it step by step. So after you enter through the castle, I wanted to keep a lot of the stuff that is in Old Fantasyland. I think a lot of stuff they have there is good. Just needs to be the facade needs to be gone. The whole carnival big tent thing is gone. And what I want to bring in is the feel from New Fantasyland, or for me, it's also bringing in the feel of Fantasyland in Disneyland, and redo everything else. But Tinkerbell's Treasure I wanted to keep. I think actually it is themed very well. PhilharMagic, I want to keep it, but I do want to get an update to the movie. Let's go ahead and just kind of spruce it up, maybe add in some other different new places that Donald can go as he's chasing the sorcerer's hat, but definitely keep it. Of course, going to keep Peter Pan, keep the Tangled bathrooms. I know some people don't like this, but for me, I will keep Small World, but I want the Disney characters that are in Disneyland added to Small World and Walt Disney World. I just think that adds a whole lot more. I enjoy it a whole lot more when I'm riding it in Disneyland, just because you're looking for the different characters that are there. Pinocchio's house, it will stay, but the menu is gone. One thing I know Shannon will go eat at my Pinocchio house, because I am bringing the macaroni and cheese and all the different things that the Friar Nook had, and I am bringing it to the Pinocchio house. So it's coming back there. We'll also still have flatbreads and salads, but we're definitely going to blow up what they have there and find a chef that can actually make some ones that actually taste good and bring those there. We're going to keep the Prince Charming Regal Carousel. Princess Fairy Tale Hall is going to stay there, but there's going to be new characters. We're going to bring in Mulan and Shane, Robin Hood and Marion, Hercules and Meg, Milo and Kita from Atlantis. We're going to bring in and really rotate it around. There was a lot of different things. The princesses will not actually be there a whole lot because I'm going to be putting them in somewhere else here. As we're going there, we are going to keep Pooh and the teacups. I'm going to redo Tomorrowland Speedway. Tomorrowland Speedway is now going to become Sugar Rush. And based on Wreck-It Ralph and everything, we're going to redo the cars and make them into Penelope von Schweet's car and all the other ones from there, and actually incorporate that. Instead of it being part of Tomorrowland, since they're going to be getting the Tron coaster and everything, we're going to make the Tomorrowland Speedway part of the Fantasyland Speedway and bring it into that area. So, to the new areas then, yeah, we're going to take the bathrooms back there by Pinocchio's house, and I'm going to blow it up. And basically, as you walk in there, what I thought we'd do, first of all, we're going to put some bathrooms back. We're going to take those bathrooms and then put them back in there so there's still a place to use bathrooms. But you're going to walk into a new part of New Fantasyland. And you know what I really want to do is, as much as I love the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, I want to bring in the Cinderella and the Sleeping Beauty things that they were going to originally do for the New Fantasyland. It's a meet and greet for the two princesses. Cinderella, I keep hearing from different people that they have an awesome thing to where you'll have it where Cinderella's right in front of you in her rags, and poof, all of a sudden she changes into her gown right in front of you. I think that'd be awesome to see. And then on the other side of the path, then you have the Sleeping Beauty cottage, where the fairies are fixing a birthday cake, and you can help make the cake and everything for Briar Rose, as in she comes in, and then get to see Sleeping Beauty. On down the way, then, will be my sit-down restaurant. And my sit-down restaurant is the Snuggly Duckling from Tangled. We'll have it where they have auto animatronics.
Uh-oh.
I got one. Yes, there we go.
I think someone else had that idea.
My version of the Snuggly Duckling was going to have the auto animatronic of Hook Hand Thug playing the piano and singing various songs, and other thugs then would come out and join him. On the menu, we want to have oven-roasted chicken, frying pan, steak and spare ribs, garlic bread, different kind of bisque soups, and of course Attila the Thug would have various cupcakes. They're available for you for desserts. After you exit there, my thought was, and this is where me and Mike are on the same page, a brave dark ride where you kind of do the same thing. Toy Story Mania, you're shooting a bow and arrow, and you're following.
I still can't believe that.
And you're following the Wisp as you're going through here to try to help Merida save her mom. After that one, behind, like I said, we're still behind Be Our Guest and everything. We said we could blow it up. Well, I blew it out. So since they canceled the one up by Main Street, and I also really love the theater in Disneyland where they have Mickey and the Magical Map, I'm putting a theater back there. We're going to have a Fantasyland theater. It'll be set up, like I said, like Disneyland's Mickey and the Magical Map, so this will be called Mickey Saves Fantasyland. and it'll have Mickey and all of his Fantasyland friends and another very Broadway-like type show back there. But it's going to dead end. You can't come back around and come out by anything else. You have to dead end and come back out the way you came. Because what I did was I also took the bathrooms over there by Gaston and blew those out. And that's where you're going to enter in between Gaston's Tavern and Belle's shop, where you're going to enter in my version of the villains area. And like Mike, I had a Cruella de Vil's...
John heard it already.
Yep.
Heard it already.
Cruella de Vil's Puppy Chase. It was funny because I had exactly that one. I also had a Hades Travel to the Underworld kind of water ride. It's a boat ride with Hercules where you go to the underworld and you have to try to save Meg. It's going to start off slow, but once you save Meg, it's going to pick up speed as you're trying to make your way out, and Hercules and all of them are there to help you. But the one I really would really like to see is Jafar's Cave of Wonders. As you walk up to it, you see the big open mouth of the lion there, and actually the ride vehicle is carpet. And you get on carpet and you go, and as soon as you get by the lamp and take the lamp, all of a sudden the Cave of Wonders comes to life and shakes, and you're on a roller coaster ride on carpet trying to get out of the cave before it closes. So, and then you come back out of there, and then you're back into New Fantasyland, which, like I said, I did leave alone because that was what we were told to do. So, yeah, that was all the different enhancements I had for Fantasyland.
Is that all you could come up with?
Yeah, that's all I could come up with.
Jeez Louise.
Actually, I had a bunch of other stuff, but I figured I was running out of room and couldn't really place it all, so I'd have to wait and save it for the third expansion.
Nice. All right, now we're going to dive into mine, and I, like Rob, took some liberties. Just continue to let the juices flow. And we're going to start at the entrance of Fantasyland from Tomorrowland. We're going to keep the Mad Tea Party, but we will be removing the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. We will be replacing it with Alice in Wonderland's Dark Ride from Disneyland. Then we will also be removing all of the medieval facades and replacing them with the English Tudor style facade, much like Disneyland, but more inviting. And we'll accomplish this with a lighter colored stone to make the entrances warmer and friendlier, especially at night, because it can be very, very dark at Disneyland in that section of the park. It's a Small World will be moving as well, and it will be replaced by Pinocchio's Daring Adventure. But what sets this one apart from the Disneyland version is you'll be on a boat, and you will actually be eaten by Monstro the Whale, much like you are in the Storybook Land canal boats. And we will be debuting new technology that will help transform you into characters in the ride. Using your Magic Band technology, your face will be placed on characters on Pleasure Island. Will you let your conscience be your guide and return safely home, or will you turn the other cheek and be turned into a donkey? The choices are yours, as you will be asked to answer a few questions in the ride vehicle before the ride starts. Each time you ride, the questions will be different, so try not to outsmart the computer. There will now be two entrances into this expansion of New Fantasyland. One will be by the Tangled bathrooms, and the other will be by the bathrooms at Pinocchio's Village House, where those bathrooms once stood. Here, the path will lead deeper into the Enchanted Forest and into the lands that only existed in our dreams. So on the Tangled side, you will have another family-style roller coaster that will mimic the journey of Flynn Rider as he escapes both the castle guards and the thieves that he once worked with. This will be a combination of dark ride and roller coaster, much like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, as it shows just how someone who wasn't the purest of heart battles every day and eventually finds true love and his happy ending. Keyword being his happy ending. Once he meets Rapunzel, and the chase continues as they both are trying to get away from Mother Gothel and the thieves trying to seek their revenge. After the ride, you are invited to have a seat in the Ugly Duckling for not just a meal but a show as well. Sit back and enjoy the show as a ragtag bunch of misfits seeks your applause and approval as they step out of their comfort zone and showcase their hidden talents, and maybe you can do as well. Since we're in the Enchanted Forest, one must think that with the removal of the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh from earlier, that we must be creating the 100-Acre Wood, and you would be correct. Here we will be recreating the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, but with the trackless version from Disneyland, and here you will be able to find the homes of all of Pooh's friends, and you can interact with each one of them. There will be an immersive meet and greet areas where all of the residents of the 100-Acre Wood will be able to greet you with a warm hug and a smile. And now as you enter from the other side, where Pinocchio's Village House bathrooms were, you will be transported to Pixie Hollow. Here you will be able to meet your favorite fairy, Tinkerbell, and all of her friends. As you are shrunk to the size of a fairy, you are invited to choose your talent. Will you be a tinker, a scout, a water, a light, a fast flight, an animal, an art, or a dust fairy? Choose wisely, as your decision will play into how you're able to interact with objects inside of Pixie Hollow. The best part is, when you choose your talent, your respective real-life fairy will have a special surprise for you when you meet them. And as you leave Pixie Hollow, you notice that both paths become one, as it leads into what looks like a clearing in the forest. Now, as I was removed from its existing location, and it will now be moved to the perimeter of Fantasyland so the Walt Disney World Railroad can run through it, and this will be an exact replica of the original from the 1964-1965 New York World's Fair, which now resides in Disneyland. This will allow everyone to see It's a Small World the way that Walt wanted us to. This will also serve as a great place for you and your family to grab a quick bite at a wonderful new counter service restaurant that serves all of your favorites for a nice relaxing picnic on the rolling hills of the new Small World Plaza. And I hope you guys liked my version of new Old Fantasyland.
Very nice.
Thank you. Surprised you're not destroying it like you always do.
No, I'm a kinder, gentler podcaster now.
Wait, since your mom was on the last show?
Oh boy. You can't believe you went back there.
Well, Rob,
She's still texting me and messaging me.
Michael, I want to be on the show.
Yeah, not funny.
So, what are your thoughts on Shannon's, everybody?
Very cool. Like I said, that's why I didn't even touch Mr. Toad, because I knew she was bringing it back. So
Oh, you knew somebody was bringing it back for sure.
I knew Shannon was.
Gotta bring it back, but I want to drive the car. No tracks. That's it. You gotta be like 30 years old and older to ride it. You gotta know what Mr. Toad's about. It's gonna be like parameters. You gotta sign stuff, you know. There's always somebody out there messing it up with the hot cheese. I'm just saying.
What about Rob? What are some thoughts on Rob's?
Oh, I thought it was awesome.
Rob's best idea was getting rid of Pinocchios.
That is true.
Mm-hmm. And having a good flatbread pizza.
I was sold on that as soon as he said, "Yeah, we're going to get rid of the menu of Pinocchios."
Mm-hmm.
And I love the Cave of Wonder. That's really cool. That's a really cool idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like the fact he copied me, so you know.
I know. I was gonna say I like Mike's original idea of the 101 Dalmatians, but it wasn't really original because I don't know who copied off of who. We'll flip a coin.
Exactly.
Yeah, there was some eyes on other people's papers going. What'd you get for number 4?
We grade on originality here.
Originality.
Yeah.
Well, mine was pretty original. I mean,
it was.
I like Mike's. I like Mike's sit down. The Lady Tremaine. I mean, not only this is the cool sounding restaurant, but then, like I said, the backstory that he gave to it, and then the fact, like I said, it'd be the sassiness that you kind of get from some of the different people, like at 50s or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little classier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's immediately what I thought when you said that was 50s, just classier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Lady Tremaine and the stepsisters, they're always a good character meet and greet. I'm dying to, you know, I've got to do it in September no matter what this time, but
Oh, I thought you've met him before.
Haven't.
Oh, so you never done 1900?
Nope. I don't do character dining.
They got a killer Mongolian beef there, though, buddy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, something from Mongolia in the middle of Florida, served by characters.
They got a really good chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, as long as they have a Pepto-Bismol fountain too, I'll be fine.
Right. Ooh, belly dancer in Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That you want to go there, right?
Been
Yeah,
there,
Rob's been
been there, done that. Yeah.
I'm in the mood for some shawarma.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I see where you're going.
Yeah.
No, I thought everybody's was great. You know, if you could incorporate that in one, there wouldn't be a lot of long lines. Am I right? You know, and it just gives people more options. I know when you got bigger things and more things, you got to have more staffing, but still would be really neat.
Yeah, that's why I put in another e-ticket ride, so that way it could free up some of the other